The last thing Europe needs is more discipline, fiscal or otherwise. That's the view of Reuters Breakingviews editor Hugo Dixon. He joins me now. Hugo, thanks for joining us once again. It seems to me you're saying don't have too much stick, or there is too much stick and not enough carrot, and don't enshrine all the laws into the fabric of the European Union. Have I got that bit right?
Well, yes-ish. I mean, I think what I'm saying is that the starting point is that the consensus among the elite is that we need to have a fiscal union in order to complement the, clearly not very functional monetary union. And within that broad idea of a fiscal union, there are then two sub-strands. There's one which is that you have what I've dubbed a discipline union, which is the idea of more rules to prevent governments, banks, building up too much debt. And then there's another.
The German side.
That's the German approach. And then there's the transfer union, which is, please, you rich guys, give us poor guys some more money. That's the alternative route. Now, it's no surprise that the German view is the predominant view. It's, what we're seeing coming out of last week's summit was they did agree to this single supervisor for the banks, which is stick, and they also gave a further nudge down the direction of another fiscal rule. We've already got the Stability and Growth Pact, we had the so-called six-pack, then we have the fiscal compact, and now they're talking about a two-pack. I mean, you sort of think, we all know what a six-pack is. Well, what is a two-pack anyway?
And what's an eight-pack?
An eight-pack, yeah. So there's a lot of discipline that's being pushed through the system. And then the German finance minister is saying that he wants Brussels to have the right to veto national budgets. So that's where they're charged. That's where the sort of the current orientation is. And I'm saying that I don't think that that's desirable, because you don't want to hardwire discipline into the system. It's not necessary, and it may not even be politically feasible, because you've got, as you push more and more of this stuff through the system, you may at some point have to have a new treaty, you may have to have referendums. There are already a lot of unhappiness at the austerity that is being pushed through the system.
I was going to say there's a political side to this as well. Are you suggesting, though, a completely free market whereby a country can effectively go bust within the EU?
Yeah, within the Eurozone, yes, I am. And to be clear, I am not advocating the transfer union. I'm advocating neither the discipline union nor the transfer union, which is what makes my position rather different from almost everybody else's position out there. And what I think is that you need to have a system where you have much more free market in the labour market, the product markets, the services market, the single market cross borders, etc., and then you need to use the discipline of the market to make sure that governments stay on the straight and narrow, which does mean indeed that if they rack up excessive debts, they need to have those debts restructured, which indeed has happened with Greece, but it was too little too late.
Well, that was the question I was going to come up with next. Is it already too late because we've gone so far down the austerity side of things? Banks have been bailed out by some countries, and indeed, the ECB hasn't taken a haircut yet. And are we too far down the road to be able to actually get back to what you're suggesting?
No, I think we have gone quite a long way down that road, but we haven't. The really big decisions are probably going to come in December, which is when the so-called Four Presidents report is supposed to be presented to the heads of government, and they will then say what they want to do with it. We've already had two discussions in two summits on the four presidents. That's Van Rompuy, who's the president of the European Council, the president of the European Commission, the president of the Eurogroup, and the president of the ECB. It's amazing. We've got a lot of presidents in Europe. So you've got a six-pack, a two-pack, and four presidents. Just keep it even numbers, I think, then we're fine. So that's where a lot of these decisions will come. I think that if we're sitting here in January and the four presidents, they've come out with their report and it's all been institutionalized, then it perhaps will be too late to change course. But at the moment, I don't think it is too late.
OK, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much indeed for that. My thanks to Reuters Breakingviews editor Hugo Dixon. Well, that's all from us for now. I'm Nigel Stevenson. This is Reuters.